Jordan Rivers, the host of Turn the Pages. And as you know, this is all about college. So you're watching the college edition, and I'm so glad that you tuned in. We have discussed FAFSA, how to budget money once you're in college, how to avoid debt when you're in college, and just so many more, topics under that umbrella. But today we have a very special, lovely guest, Dr. Rita. So I want to thank you for coming in. So we're just going to jump right into it. As you all know, we have 25 minutes for the show. So let me just send you a little reminder on our overhead, little cricket. There you go. If you have any questions, feel free to go to info@turn-the-pages.org. Email me whatever questions you have about the show or just anything. Let me know. And definitely go to www.turn-the-pages.org to look at past episodes and to see whatever we have going on. So let's get into it. So Dr. Rita, you were a counselor at Morgan Park.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. I loved it.
I'm sure you did. I mean, to work with kids, in general, you actually have to love it, I'm sure.
Yeah, so, it's very rewarding.
Yes, I'm sure you probably have some favorites or some people who are just crazy about you like I have. I remember my teachers, my counselor, and you have a huge responsibility though.
This is true.
So one of the responsibilities I want to get into is college preparation.
Okay.
And so in some past episodes, we kind of had, these little tips where, we can kind of prepare them on how to approach the counselor, you. So now we want to hear from the actual, Dr. Rita herself on ways that parents and the students can just prepare. So we'll go right into the first question. When should the student start to prepare for college?
Students should start to prepare for college as soon as they are conceived. And I say that because the idea has to be planted and then reinforced over and over and over again. So it's just a natural way of life. Parents can start, even when they start reading to their kids, they can read about colleges, they can show them pictures of colleges, but the sooner the better for sure.
Absolutely. And I like how they can read together because we're all about literacy at Turn the Pages.
Yeah.
So definitely researching together, I think is a great way so that the parent and the child can help each other out in terms of just, what college they like and why and, so on. So I think reading together, that's my favorite. So how does a student find a college or university that is best for them? So when we're dealing, I guess, with a lot of people in Chicago, when you talk about CPS in general, you have a high population of students who are in families like in a poverty level or below. And so how would they know what college is best for them?
Well, one of the things they have to look at first is where does your interest lie? And then there are all type of interest inventories that are online. There's an abundant amount of literature now where they can look and see which colleges actually have their interest. That's one of the most important keys. Not choosing a college because your friends are going there or because it's a big name college, but does that college actually have what you're interested in? But first you have to find out what interests you and what would you be best at, and then you kind of match that up. And looking at colleges, whether they be big or small, it still depends on what's going to suit you best and what's the match for you.
Okay. And definitely is not about what school your friends are going to go to. And I think when I was a sophomore, my best friend and I, we were, going to go to this school together. And I realized that the school had everything she needed
Right.
to succeed, but it didn't have what I needed. So we, two different majors, and so you don't want to let go of your friends, and you find yourself having to make that decision when it comes to, college preparation and, getting things together. So it just worked out that I ended up going to the school that was best for me, and she went to the school that was best for her. So that's really important when you're making that decision, is don't go to school just because a family member.
Right.
Or,
see, parents sometimes
yeah.
like to keep that tradition going, or I went to this college, or
Absolutely.
your grandmother went to this college. But you really have to find what fits you to do the best that you can do.
Yes, I agree 100%. And so let's go in. You know what? You said something that kind of sparked, and I normally have my notes, going, but the interest. And I know one of the questions that I have is talking about extracurricular activities. And so I kind of want to skip over some things and just talk about how your extracurricular or activities can just help you get into college.
Oh, that's a key factor, because colleges like to see, what do you do in your spare time? What are your interests, and how are they going to be applicable to college? A lot of times, kids just look at sports, but there's so much more. There could be the arts, there could be writing, there could be just a whole gamut of things that are interests, and start them early.
Absolutely.
To see if that's really your interest. You might think, say you like art, you might think you want to major in art, but once you really get into it, things change. That's why you have to start early and really see what your interest lies and what colleges have those.
Absolutely. And so one of the examples that I want to throw out there is if you want to be a nurse. I know there are a lot of hospitals that they do allow students to come in and volunteer. And so you can volunteer, all year round or throughout the summer. And that's a good way to kind of, see if this is what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Volunteering is excellent. They love to see that. Of course, we, encourage students, if you can get paid, sure, get paid so you can save some money. But volunteering is so rewarding, just personal fulfillment. And to then get your feet wet to see. Nursing, as you pointed out, kids think that might be something they want to do because they always, unfortunately look at money.
Yes.
But you've got to really go into where you're going to be good at and how it matches up, and then how fulfilling is it really going to be. The bottom line in choosing a college which leads to a career is choosing something that is fulfilling and meaningful to you.
Absolutely.
And then being able to share that with others.
Yes. So nursing, check it out and get those hours. And it's a great way to meet people in order to get letters of recommendation too.
Yeah. Letters of recommendation are highly, highly appreciated. However, if you are going to ask for letters of recommendation, it's always best to ask teachers who know you well, who know you sociably, who know you academically. But you can ask your boss or someone from your church. But mostly, I would say, ask your teachers, because they know about the writing style as well, because what colleges are looking for. A lot of times we have friends or someone that we think can write a glowing recommendation, but you also want to look at, the grammatical structure and things that colleges are looking for.
Yeah, that's a great point. So work, volunteer, intern. So what's the right high school schedule for a student, or, how do they reach out to the counselor to just discuss that? So right now we have a caller. Hi, caller. How are you today?
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, Nana.
Hi!
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
You have a question?
No, I was just calling to say hi.
Well, thank
Oh.
you. That's a future college student.
Well, all righty
Well,
then.
thank you for calling in, grandson.
You're welcome.
Oh, such a cutie. Yes, I know he's going to be prepared. So he has you on his team.
Yes.
So,
Yes, and we are starting early.
yes, yes,
He's a
yes.
fifth grader. We're starting early about colleges.
Okay. See that? Fifth grade. Starting early. It's never too early. So back to the question where we're the high school schedule. So what would how can you help a student with their high school schedule that will help them be more what's the word I'm looking for here?
That's again, we're looking at matches.
Right.
So you build a high school schedule, of course, based on what the graduation requirements are, but then you look at what the colleges require.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we like to pick something that might be easy, but that's not what the colleges need.
Right.
Again, the key word in everything that I'll say this evening is matching. Matching up what the colleges want to see and how that's going to benefit you and how you can be successful. You don't want to take something that is too easy and then when you get to college, you have no idea what they're talking about because you didn't do the research to see what they really needed. So again, match, match, match.
Match. I wrote it down. Matching. I'm writing it down. So match, match, match. And so it seems to me just for that schedule, having the requirements to graduate under the school's, standards, but looking at the colleges, I would kind of think that maybe freshman year you would have to have an idea about what career you want to go into and what colleges you're looking at.
Well, that's when those interest inventories come into play.
Okay.
Like I said, they have books. You can go online, and they ask you questions like, how often do you like to read? What do you like to do in your free time? So you've got to find something that holds your interest, and that can change, and it's okay. That's why you start early, because if you think you want to do something, then when you find out, once you start digging deeper, oh, that's not what I really wanted to do. We have a lot of kids that say, oh, I want to be a doctor, and then when they find out how much work it is, oh no, they don't want to do that. So you have to start early and it's okay to change. Just you want to be ready when it's time to go, though.
Absolutely. So I had a guest who is going to be a chemical engineer, and so she compared the classes from high school, and she said, oh, I don't remember all of this, and she went through a few different things just to get to like where she is now. So but I know she kept in touch with her counselor throughout the first few years to really get her settled in.
I think some of the best classes, though, are the psychologies, the sociologies, so you get an idea of how you can interact with people and what's on people's minds.
Okay.
Those classes are always impressionable to colleges, too.
Okay. That's good to know. I have a son in high school, so I have to make sure he gets some psych.
Yeah, and junior and senior year, the schedule kind of frees up from the requirements, so then they can start picking things that they like or think they might like, and again, what colleges like to see.
Okay. Well, I think he's on the right track because that's what he's doing now. He said, I can take this class and that class. And so I call it the money question. Should I take the ACT or the SAT?
Again, we're going back to that match. What do colleges want? Sometimes the colleges on the West Coast want the SAT. Sometimes the southern states want the ACT. You have to find out what they want, especially with the sub areas like writing. Some colleges don't require that. Some do. And again, we're talking about researching. What do the colleges want? You don't want to be unprepared. And just take the test to be taking a test. The good thing now with most Chicago public schools is they have where you can take the test right at the school. There's one day out the year where all the juniors take the test, and that really helps. But if you look at the ACT and SAT, they have plenty dates to take the test. So students who maybe have test anxiety, they might not be feeling well that day, might be too cold in the room, they do get to take the test over.
Okay.
So don't panic. If you don't do well on the first time on standardized tests, there is a second chance.
And that's great to know. I was not the best test taker, and I think my first ACT run, I had to, it was a lot. It was a lot of questions, and so you have to be prepared mentally and physically because you're sitting in that seat and you have so many different subjects to cover in one test. And it started to get hard for me to focus, and I realized that I hadn't eaten breakfast that morning. So
eating breakfast and getting a good night's sleep. I had so many students who said, "Oh, I know that material, I can do it," and they went out the night before. And they were exhausted. And the test is long, and it can get tiring, and there's always maybe some subject areas that are not of interest to you. The vocabulary on the test, particularly the SAT, it can throw you a little bit. It's different. So again, I say prepare. There have been plenty of test reviews online where you can practice early. They start now even in 8th grade.
Wow.
Yeah, preparing for tests. So you can do the practice tests.
Wow. And you know what? I've seen the SAT and ACT flashcards in different places, so that's good. So we have a caller. Thank you for calling in. Do you have a question for us?
How do you know if you should live at the college or if you should stay at home?
That's a great question.
If you should stay at home or go away to college, one of the things you have to look at is finances. Are you going to be able to afford to go away to college? And it's not just tuition. I tell my students all the time, you have to prepare. You can't go down the hallway like at home and reach in the closet and get toothpaste and toilet paper. You've got to budget all that in. You might not want that meal ticket, and you might want to eat something different. And that's where we really have to look at how your financial situation is. Because the worst thing you want to do is go away and you're all excited, and then you get down there and unfortunately you can't afford it. And you have to come back.
So true.
Yeah.
So
you have to plan.
Many. Absolutely. Are you still there, caller? No? Well, thank you for calling in, and I hope you stay tuned to the show and learn how to prepare for college. So I think that's a great question, too. And I've had so many friends to go away to school, and it wasn't for them. And so, they come home, some still determined to make it. They continue to go on, but I definitely say just push, push, push. And if you can't afford to go away to college, you can always look, at home, especially with the city colleges of Chicago, too.
Absolutely. I did not go away, and it worked out fine. You don't want to put that extra strain on you about finances because then it affects, your study habits because you're worried about how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to get this? And, that kind of leads into the, financial aid process. Financial aid does not cover everything. And it's not always based now on need.
Okay.
As far as, when I say that, on what you need, it's financial and then academic. And academic, we say, do your best, do your best. But sometimes those scholarships are not available, depending on your parents' income. Makes a big difference, or whoever's supporting you. So there's so many factors that you have to take into consideration if you're going to go away or stay. But either way, just go.
Just go.
Just go.
Just go. Yeah, and I discovered with one of our guests that the City Colleges of Chicago, they actually have a scholarship program called the STAR program. So, and if you can keep your GPA, over 3.0, then that's free tuition and free books. So even if you really want to go to that university, but you know that you can go to school for free elsewhere, then take that free schooling. Don't look down on City Colleges of Chicago because it's a community college.
There's a way to get started, and those credits can be transferable. Your financial situation might change, and you might be able to go to one of the larger universities that you desire. But Chicago City Colleges, that could be for you.
Absolutely.
That could be for you.
So many people look down on, that's a community college. I want to go away. But college, if it's a good school, then definitely take the opportunity and do the best that you can.
And then the community colleges also help with the GPA. Say you didn't do as well in high school as you would have liked to. You can build your GPA up at a Chicago college or community college. So don't despair.
Absolutely. Fix it and keep going.
And keep going. That's the thing. Get started, keep going.
Absolutely. I love that. Get started, keep going. So now we have a question. Do I need SAT subject tests and AP exams? Which one should I take? So you're going to have to break this down for me.
Oh, wow.
The subject tests are, so is it, when they say subject tests, is it the SAT as a whole, or what do they mean?
Well, all of them have subject areas.
Right.
But it's not necessarily, AP exams are good, and you get a gauge of maybe what, again, your interest is in taking those classes. Okay. And then it gives you a more advanced idea of what the classes and subject area is about. But again, you're looking at what the colleges are desiring. Even though it's your interest, you still have to make sure that you meet those requirements and look at what they want to see.
Okay.
That's one of the key determinants of which test you should take.
Okay. So what are the AP exams?
AP exams are classes that students take while in high school, and then they give advanced placement is what AP stands for. And there's subject areas that are offered in college, and the kids get college credit. So one of the good things, if you're really scholastic and you're doing well, take those AP classes. Don't be scared of them, because you can get college credit for them. So then you have a foot in the door already. You have some college credits already. So you're getting acclimated. The kids get to go to college campuses sometimes and take the classes. So they can take them online as well. But they get a real fresh start and an early start on what college classes are like.
Okay, so that was definitely something I didn't know. Now, I knew like advanced placement, but I didn't realize that they helped you as far as college.
You get to leave. Some of the kids really get excited because they get to leave high school and go to the college campus and intermingle with the college students.
Wow.
So it builds their self-esteem as well.
Absolutely. I think that is awesome. And now I want to go back to high school to kind of redo some stuff. And, so is that related to, I know a lot of people are, I've been seeing a few stories in the news about people who are graduating from high school and college at the same time. Now, is that related to the AP exams or no?
Again, you're getting college credit.
Okay.
So, yes, they are interrelated.
Oh, well, good to know. Okay, so let's talk about how many minutes do we have left? Maybe one? So 2 minutes?
Ooh, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. I'm like, we still have questions to go.
Match.
Yes. Match. So I guess the last question that I will ask for the show today is, will applying early decision or early action give me a leg up?
Yes. Apply early because it's competitive.
Okay.
Yes. So you want to get all your paperwork and everything in as early as possible. Then it takes away the stress. You don't want to rush. You want to be able to apply early, see if you get in that school, and then if not, you have plan B. But usually those who apply early and do everything they're supposed to do have a great chance of getting in.
That is great to know.
Apply early.
Apply early.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you know when the college, open the application process up and get in there as soon as you can. And remember, match.
Yes.
So yes.
Deadlines. Squeeze that in real quick. Meet the deadlines. Pay attention to deadlines for testing, for applications, and for financial aid.
Absolutely. So I want to thank you, Dr. Rita, for coming in and being our
Certainly.
guest. And so you will also be back next week. So,
Yes!
And we'll have a special topic. You do not want to miss it. Be prepared. So again, thank you for watching Turn the Pages. And I am your host, Jordan Rivers. And I'll see you soon.